All right, looks like we are live. Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. It is the 13th episode of the RevUp Daily. With that being said, my name is Nina Brennan, and I have my co founder and business partner here, Jonathan Poransky. We're the co founders of Scaling Lean, and every day we go live Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, just sharing the tidbits of what we've learned by scaling our business to seven figures in the online space and multiple businesses to multiple six and even seven figures in the online space. So, with that being said, today we're going to talk a bit about mindset and the idea behind procrastination and where it actually comes from. So, that being said, I'm going to pass it over to you, JP, and we can just dive right in.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're catching us on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, give us a follow, share this with a friend. We'll be doing these every single day, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, just to support everyone with growing their business, right? There's a lot of resistance that can happen when you're growing a business online, whether you're someone that has an established business and you want to come online, or someone that wants to escape their 9 to 5 and build the freedom lifestyle like Nina and I have over the years. So that being said, like, follow, and share, and let's hop in. Yeah, procrastination is definitely something I've been kind of hearing as a through line, and I feel like we are in a battle right now, just with so many different things distracting us. And I feel like with those distractions can potentially come procrastination, right? Because there's lack of focus, lack of clarity on vision. And there's just been a lot of movement in the past couple weeks here, just with some different things in the media and stuff. And I feel like it can cause a lot of ambiguity and uncertainty. And when that happens, there's often lack of movement or like forward momentum, right? And just figured it'd be a good topic for us to hop into today, Nina.
Yeah, absolutely. So, in terms of procrastination, let's talk a little bit about what we see inside of our community as to where people hit that threshold of they work, and they just never do the right things in order to get them to the next level. And it's like what we like to call upper limits. Procrastination, a lot of times, comes from fear and internal beliefs that haven't yet been broken. And I really want to tap into that because I feel with entrepreneurship, you could do a lot of busy work and then procrastinate the things that are actually going to move the needle because of like the internal beliefs that we form or just the internal limits that we have. So, what do you have to say about a little bit of that? What are you seeing inside the community, and have you ever experienced that, JP? And how did you move through it?
Yeah, for sure. I kind of feel like it's like multifaceted because as a business owner, we are called to lead, right? And
Mhm.
I feel like now more than ever is more important for leadership than potentially ever in history because of all those distractions and all of those uncertainty factors that are in our life, whether that's social media or just all the opportunities that are coming into our brain every single day, right? With that, the stronger we can build our leadership as business owners and start to challenge the beliefs of our prospects, of our community members, and of our tribe, the more it will not only level us up as entrepreneurs and transcend us into the biggest version of ourselves that we can potentially be, the more it will also call those people inside of our community to live out their purpose, build their tribe, and really grow to their maximum potential, right? But if we stay in procrastination and we chase shiny objects, if you will, that really doesn't serve anyone in the world today. And it doesn't matter if you're, a purpose-driven entrepreneur or you believe in God or whatever that bigger thing is for you. I still do believe that you need to become a leader to become successful in business, right? And if you're not called to, challenge people, and it's not like it's not angry, right? You're just really calling someone up to that next level. Then it's going to be very hard for you to find that level of success, right? So it's very important that you spend time figuring out what you truly want your business to look like and the tribe that you want to lead. And I feel like, Nina, the biggest thing that we see early on is like folks really putting a stand and a stake in the ground for what they truly believe in and what they truly want their business and what their life to look like, right? And when they don't make that stand, it just causes uncertainty. And that's when they run into problems with lack of sales, lack of appointments. Like they find a problem with creating content because they don't have that big why or purpose behind what they're doing.
Hmm. Yeah, this reminds me of the quote, JP, those who seek for nothing fall for everything. So it's basically like if you don't have like a strong stance of your identity, where you're going, the movement that you're pushing towards, it's
Hmm.
very easy to kind of like be wishy-washy in the online space and not follow through with the promises that you say that you're going to make because there's not strong belief behind it. And I really love the quote by Layla Hermosi. She always says like F your mood with the F word, do it anyway. And I feel like growing up in like especially this era, I'm only 29 years old, right? And I see a lot of what they call soy boys or softies right now. And it's because a lot of actions and decisions based on feeling rather than like logic and what's needed to be done. And this is like a deep topic that we could really talk about. But this idea of like letting emotions fuel your journey rather than letting like hard work, determination, vision, and grit, like I see it online all the time of soft girl era is never going to get you to where you want to go. Or the opposite of like let things just like flow and manifest into your life. And there's two opposite ends of the spectrum. I know it's a little bit off base of like procrastination, but it really goes hand in hand with F your mood, do it anyway, as like Layla Hermosi would say, because that is the mindset that's going to get you to get your butt up and go to the gym. It's the mindset that's going to get you to do the work, the busy work inside of your business that's actually going to move the needle. It's going to get you the results. And like it doesn't have to be like hardcore grind 24/7, but those little things that you can do to move your business, move your life, move or get results in whatever aspect of your life you're looking for. It doesn't matter how you feel. Motivation at the end of the day, if that's what you're waiting for, you're going to like procrastinate like crazy. Because like, who's motivated to like wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning and run? Who's motivated to like get online and just like sit mindlessly doing DMs every day? Not everyone that I know, but those people that do it anyway are the people that find the success over and over and over again.
Absolutely, Nina. And one thing that also comes to mind is like, I feel vision and purpose are somewhat fluid, where your purpose is not like that's locked in. Like when we did our vision exercise back in 2022, when we started our business,
Mhm.
like we had a deep purpose and it still stands true right now. Like our vision and purpose is to simplify the scaling process and help business owners build a lean business with not a huge team, like 2 to 3 people or less, lean software and high profit margins, right? So they can create the lifestyle business that they want and truly like spend time doing more of the things they want with their friends and family, go hiking and stuff like that. But along that journey, the vision and the goals, they were a bit like fluid, right? And we've done a lot of vision work with Nico and like the Just Grow crew and stuff like that. And we've continuously refined that over time, whether that's 90-day windows, 6-month windows, or 12 months. So I just wanted to bring that up as well, that if you don't take that initial action and put a stake in the ground, it's going to be very difficult again to find success, because you'll often just find yourself like looping this shiny object syndrome like hill, right? You'll like go up and then you'll go down and then it'll be like up and down. So that's what comes to mind as well, is like the purpose should be like strong and through like what you're here to do and what you want to build, and then everything can kind of fall from that. And as you go and you gain that feedback and put yourself in discomfort and start to shift your paradigms and worldview around some of the things that don't make you feel that great, like you just said, like we always optimize for things that make us feel like in discomfort, right? And as long as you're seeking that at some level every day, whether that's 1% or 50%, some days it might be like you're hosting your first live event, so that's like a huge change in paradigm worldview. Or other days maybe you're just having to fight the demon inside of your mind of like sending 10 DMs or reaching out to 5 people that you talked to 30 days ago, or making an offer to someone, right? But those things, it just keeps the vision and everything kind of rolling in the right direction.
Yeah. And I really love that you brought up the whole idea of like expanding the mind beyond like the comfort zone and just like being bigger than like what you think, right? And the idea here that I want to bring up is I was talking this weekend about the state of delusion, right? And like goals, logic mind versus creative mind, and just like in order to be successful in the realm, especially starting in the very beginning. So I'm going to put my feet back in like the 2020, 2018 version of myself, where like I could only see as big as I thought I could achieve at the time. So it's like my goal from like just graduating college to building my own business to 10K months was like I built my vision board and was like, oh, I'm going to like live in Playa del Carmen, Mexico. It was like on my vision board and it felt so big. And then I remember in 2021, who's also thinking JP? I remember in 2021 when I bought my ticket to Mexico to go live in Mexico, it felt like such a monumentous moment in my life. But then I realized like I traveled back and forth to New York nonstop, like for like 12 months, right? And it wasn't really a big deal. And I feel like that's exactly like I was so small with the way that I was thinking. And I guess like at that very time when I just graduated college and I didn't start my business yet, and like even a 10K month felt like huge. It's like the small actions to get me to that 10K also felt huge. Whereas like now, like the rooms that we've been in, the people that we've met, the people that we've become, it's like nothing feels out of reach and impossible because of the state that we put ourselves in. And we know that if we keep working the way that we do, like everything that we imagine, dream, feel is going to come to fruition, is how I see it. And I feel like it takes that shift of like the logic mind thinking about the goals that you set versus like the feeling. And I know this is getting into like the woo woo space, but it's like any action could get a reaction of like where you want to go. You do the right action, you'll get the right outcome. It's going to match. And that's going to fuel procrastination. If you don't know what you need to do in order to get to the goal, you're not going to do what you need to do and it's going to cause procrastination. But on the opposite end of the spectrum, if like you have a state of delusion so far outside of the like right mind of like, oh, I'm going to achieve XYZ and I have to become this next version of self, you start doing these actions of like that version of self. Every day you're going to hold yourself to like a higher standard. You're going to hold yourself to higher habits. You're going to get into the rotation of like the doing phase in order to get you to this being phase. And like that's your model, to do, to have, to be, etc. And like it becomes easier to not procrastinate because like you're not thinking from only the logic mind. You're thinking of this like nothing can stop me type of mindset. And that mindset of like living in here is going to keep you fueled and going, even if things don't feel like they're all like in place at the time and space. But we're so conditioned from like schooling and college and even just like working a 9 to 5 corporate job that logic is the only way to think, be, and do, right? When you kind of step out of that like mind and go more so into the creative mind, I feel that it's a lot easier to like reach the goals that you set for yourself, even if they're so out of scope.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why we always optimize for investing in yourself, right? Because there's all the knowledge in the world right now. There's not a lack of knowledge or information. Often, what we find and what we've studied is we're just unaware of what that next level looks like, or we need a perspective shift in order to come into that next version, right? So it's not the knowledge that's the problem. It's just the unawareness of what we need to be doing and optimizing for. And it's pretty cool needing to look back because I remember like there were times when we didn't even know how to like get a Facebook ad to work and turn into a book call. And now it's like pretty much only like every ad that we place, we can get a result pretty quickly, right? I'm not saying every single ad because that's impossible, but the rate of execution and success is 5-10x more than before. We were placing like 10, 12, 15 ads and we're like, why the heck is this not working? We're now, because we stepped into those new rooms and we were open-minded and we challenged our belief systems and we talked to the people that we needed to invest in ourselves. We were able to figure out those little things, those little levers that we needed to pull in order to find that success quicker, which helped us develop our vision and purpose deeper and then take action faster to then call up people into what we've learned and then, build the tribe around it, right? And that just strengthened the scaling lean mission of what we do, who we are, and who we help, right? So it's just an amazing journey, right? When we take a step back, you don't, I think oftentimes for me, like I felt the need to kind of like teach, like maybe over teach or over learn, like higher levels, when sometimes we just need to take a step back and be grateful for what we're good at and just teach what we're good at. Because no matter where we are in life, there's 8 billion people on planet Earth. Like we can teach 5 steps ahead of anyone virtually, right? Because there's always someone learning and growing to what we do. And as long as we stay true to that and we stay in confidence and we stay out of, procrastination and take action on what we're good at, like things are going to work really well, right? And that's another thing that I feel people kind of, as humans, we often like have this ability to kind of like raise our status and maybe speak above what we're truly like doing, like exaggeration. I've seen that a lot, where we can oftentimes just fragment a transformation down, take a little micro thing of like where that person is and what they've really achieved. Like Marissa comes to mind, right? like we just took a little micro story of what she did, and it just blew up into this giant like movement, right? Of like this little piece. So yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So let's give a couple of tips, JP, before we wrap this up. When someone's facing procrastination, doing the small things that's going to get big results, what would you say they should do in order to do the actions throughout the day?
I mean, if you join the 4 Weeks to Profit community, we have a checklist of a vision exercise, and this is like a super deep dive, right? It's like, some of them we might need to slim that down actually, because I think a couple people are like, man, I'm spending like 3 hours doing this. But you need to spend time focusing on what you truly want your business to do and what you're really good at, and like what you want your future self to look like, right? That's the biggest thing. Is I feel like people rush into things too quickly without grounding in and really thinking and spending time around what that is, right? And this might take 3, 7, 30 days for you to really hone in what you truly want. But I feel like that is a lot of the deep work that you should spend, and what has really benefited us. And gratefully, we have our collaboration, where we were able to kind of bounce ideas and like kind of, hey, does that feel right? Or, maybe we should like spin it this way, and like, oh yeah, that definitely feels a lot better. Or let's remove this completely because it doesn't really feel aligned. And it was grateful to have that accountability with you. And we can certainly provide that support inside the free community. But what I'm saying is like, spend some deep work with like what you truly want, and then just lock in. Like, it's really just that easy. Just lock in and start having communications with the people around you, start creating content around the thing that you want to do, and then just start making offers and enrolling people in that vision, right? Because again, information is unlimited. Knowledge is unlimited. It's kind of impossible, in my opinion, to really create anything new per se. Like, all the things have been put out on the table, whether you're running Facebook ads or making funnels, like all of those tactics, in my opinion, they're out in the world. Sure, there's going to be like new softwares and new like nuances to all that. But in all reality, people are going to buy into your leadership, your conviction, and what the way you do things different, right? So if you spend the time to really map that out and define who your character is, and then step into that leadership, it's going to completely eliminate procrastination and move you forward 10 times faster.
Yeah. So with what you just said, JP, just as like a recap, a lot of entrepreneurship, it's not really an external game. Like, there's external strategy that anyone can follow and all the information's out there. But realistically, at the end of the day, it's an internal journey that you're going to have to go on in order to like overcome this procrastination, really dial in your vision, make sure that you are the leader that you want to be or need to be in order to run the business that you want to run. And what we call it is the internal operating system. So if you do head over to our 4 Weeks to Profit community, it's inside the community for free. Also, we're starting our cohort today, which is honestly life-changing for a couple of the people that already came through it last month. It's $27. And if you really want to like step into this leadership, really hone down on your niche, really cut out the shiny objects and just get into like line and monetize your expertise over the next 28 days, that's exactly what the cohort's for. You'll get through the internal operating system. You'll get through the exact business model that we're using. You'll learn how to put together your offer and cut out just all the distractions that's probably keeping you stuck in this like builder mode is what we call it. And just get your offer up and running, get your vision dialed in, and really just align with the offer that you're bringing to market so you can close deals and validate exactly what your expertise is so you know what to build. JP, I think we can wrap it up from here. What do you got to say? Take us out.
Absolutely. She says it starts today. It starts in 40 minutes. So if you want to like get going with it, just drop us a comment. Maybe we'll just pop the link below this live. I don't know. It's on like every channel right now, but maybe this round it won't be good. We might be doing another one this year. We're not sure yet. We got about, I think it's like 11 or 12 folks in this round, which is absolutely amazing. We look forward to bringing those results and what we've learned from all of them. And man, it's going to be another awesome round of cohort. The community's coming alive again. And for those of you who are local here to Phoenix, we're doing a live event at the end of the month. Just let us know if you are in the area, and we'd love to pop over the details. It'll be a one-day event. We've got amazing speakers line up from Instagram growth content creators like Danny Sellinger. We've got Brian Bogart coming, which is an amazing person in the AI and business growth space. He helps major companies grow and scale rapidly and just really lean into their purpose and storytelling, which is really aligned with what we do here at Scaling Lean. We've got Eric Forner, 2 Comma Club winner, one of our best clients. He's going to be speaking about storytelling as well. It's going to be a great opportunity to plug in. It's completely free. And yeah, with that being said, Nina, I think we can wrap this one up.
Awesome. It looks like we have a comment here from LinkedIn. So basically, I have innovated a product, is what Mohit, I can't read the last name, Sedev said. That's awesome. We'd love to hear exactly what you have going on. And if you want to drop it, just bring it over to the community, 4 weeks to profit on school. We'll take a look at what you got going on. And someone said, can I get help to have a perfect GTM strategy, go-to-market strategy? Yeah, so I'll reach out to you on LinkedIn and we'll make sure that we connect. We can get a call on the calendar. So with that being said, we will see you guys Wednesday, same time, 10 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. Till then. And any action takers, will see you inside the cohort today at 11 o'clock MST.